The one thing that you have to do to level up in life, if you are stuck in a rut in your life right now, if you're feeling undisciplined, anxious, unmotivated, if you are unhealthy, out of shape, then this video is for you. And the way we're going to do this, how are we going to level up in life? Drumroll, fitness. And now I know what you might be thinking. Don't click off the video just yet. I know you might be thinking like it's not for you, or maybe you're too lazy and you acknowledge that you're too lazy, and maybe you're too fat or unhealthy and there's no way back for you. Just watch this video. I promise you that it's not as bad as you think, okay? Let's get into it. I'm going to teach you a couple of things about fitness that are going to immensely increase every single aspect of your life, just to name a few in this short video. So what I'm going to teach you in this video is self-reflection, how to start out in fitness, building confidence through fitness, using fitness to create discipline in other areas of life, like for example business, becoming a high quality man that women can respect. So let me ask you a real hard-hitting question real quick. When you look in the mirror, what kind of person is looking back into your eyes? Who do you see? Do you see the best version of yourself who has achieved all of his desires and goals and dreams and has the women of his dreams laying right next to him? Or do you see maybe a worse version of yourself than that? Do you see a version that is unmotivated, undisciplined, out of shape, doesn't know what to do, doesn't know where to go from here? If that's the case, this video is for you. Now, I'm not here to just tear you down constantly. I'm also going to tell you about my reflection of the mirror when I was in a very similar position to yours. During COVID, during lockdown, I became complacent with who I was. I stopped eating healthy. I stopped working out, which I did rigorously before COVID hit. I went to the gym 4 times a week then, but of course I couldn't do it anymore during lockdown. And one day I looked into the mirror after maybe a year and a half of me being complacent, and I looked in the mirror and I saw an empty shell of a man, an empty shell of who I used to be once. I saw how much weight I had gained. I saw how bad I looked, how unconfident I was about myself, where one day confidence was oozing out of every pore of my body and everyone could feel it a miles away. It really saddened me to see me in that same state right there. That moment right there was the moment that I decided that I was going to start working out on myself. I started doing home gym workouts, which was terrible. I hated it, but it was a beginning. And then when the lockdowns ended, I went to the gym and everything felt like it was normal again. And I started getting in shape, and it took me a long time to get back where I was, but I did get there eventually, and I got even better results than what I used to have back then. Now, just yesterday, I looked in the mirror again, and one of my biggest insecurities used to be that, you know, when you're like overweight, right? And you stretch out your leg, you have like a lot of fat underneath your leg, like kind of where your hamstring muscle is supposed to be, like underneath your knee, kind of, right? And then like a little bit more towards your ass. Like if you just gave your like leg fat, I guess, a little nudge, like a soft nudge with your hand, like you could feel that leg fat like wobbling around like a pile of jelly, right? That was one of my biggest insecurities because I used to have that. And yesterday I was standing in front of the mirror and I tried to do that. I actually actively tried to do that, but I can't do it anymore because that fat is gone. And my muscles have become so big that it's actually impossible to have that like jelly-like effect happening to my leg. Like, I know it sounds silly, but for me this was a really proud moment. I'm just really happy that I did decide to take action during COVID to get to where I am now. Now you might be wondering how, like me, you can also get from zero to hero, regardless of whatever your position is right now. Whether you're unmotivated, out of shape, whether you're too skinny, or maybe overweight, it doesn't really matter. You can start your fitness journey and you can start working actively towards your goals. And this is not only for looks, by the way. We will get into what else fitness can do for you, which is like a big variety of things that fitness can do for you. But for now, let's start on how you can actually start your fitness journey, because that's the most important thing. And I want to start off by saying what I used to think about fitness. And that's important because it might align with how you think about fitness right now, which is probably a very negative thing, right? You probably think that people who go to the gym are like weirdos, like losers, who don't really have anything better to do, who like to willingly hurt themselves, and they are enjoying it, and there's really no point to any of it. It's not really like that. You go to the gym to work on yourself, not only on your looks, but also on your self-esteem, to become more confident, to become disciplined, to become motivated in our other areas of life, which we'll get to in a minute. All you have to do, you don't have to do any complicated things. You don't have to go on YouTube and type in best workout for fast results, how to get abs in 20 minutes. Like, you don't have to watch any of those weird niche things. You don't have to do weird exercises. All you have to do to start your fitness journey is simply showing up. You just have to go to the gym and just start figuring things out. It's as simple as that. Then, after you have showed up, you have to start becoming consistent. Go to the gym not once a week or once a month, but twice a week, 3 times a week, and start going during consistent days. Go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. Try it out. Become more consistent in your workouts. And then lastly, track your progress, because tracking your progress, if you see that you're lifting more weights, that you're running longer without running out of breath, and you're noting it down, you're seeing the results. There's a visual result that you can see that you have actively worked on. It's going to motivate you to keep going. If you're not going to track your results, you don't really know what you're doing there, you're not really working towards any goal, you're not going to become motivated. So start tracking results. Now let's talk about the first upside to fitness outside of looks, and that is confidence. I cannot state the importance enough of confidence throughout your life. Whatever you are doing, whether it's in work and whatever kind of work you're doing, it doesn't even matter. You need confidence in some way or another. You're going to have to utilize it at some point in life. If you're not confident about yourself, you're not going to be happy about yourself. So you're going to get depressed about yourself mainly. You're going to beat yourself down even more, and you're going to get into a downward spiral. You need to be proud of who you are, and that starts with confidence, and you build that up through fitness. Every single time that you push yourself to go to the fitness, to do the things you don't like, it builds character. Every time you become stronger, every time you overcome a hurdle, whether it's in fitness or somewhere else, but for now let's just keep it to fitness, you are telling yourself that you can improve, that you can be better. One of the main things I used to struggle with, and that I see a lot of young men struggle with these days, is that they feel like they are in a rut and they cannot get out of it, that they cannot get better, that they feel like they deserve where they are. And to an extent, yes, they do deserve where they are, because they're not working actively towards their goals. So if you want to get out of that rut, you need to work on your goals and start with fitness. Become confident, become proud of who you are. Now, next up, I want to talk about the second benefit that fitness has to offer outside of just looks, and that is using fitness to gain discipline, to nurture discipline in other areas of life. And I'm going to talk about 2 areas specifically: business and women. So first, let's talk about starting a business. And now I know what you might be thinking, like, I don't want to start a business, it's too much hassle for me, it's not for me, I don't want to do it. Look, I get it, but you're probably lying to yourself, all right? Let's be real here. Of course it's for you. Maybe you have a 9 to 5 right now and you're enjoying it. That's great, and I highly applaud that. But if you are 6 years old, are you still going to enjoy that same 9 to 5 job? I highly doubt it. In fact, I think that when you're 6 years old, you'd rather have enjoyed financial freedom. Your best version of yourself requires you to be financially free. The best way, or maybe one of the best ways to do so, is by starting a business for yourself to build up that financial freedom over time. But building a business requires a lot of discipline, which, you guessed it, comes from fitness, right? That discipline is built by going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. When you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at these specific times, and you uphold that promise every single week, you go when you don't feel like it, you're going to progress, and you're going to start becoming more disciplined. Now, in business, you have to sacrifice to earn. And that means that when you're coming home after your 9 to 5 and you still want to build up your business, you can't just go and play video games for a few hours. You need to put some work and focus and effort into your business. You have to sacrifice the things that you enjoy doing to build up something that you're going to profit off of in the future, okay? You're going to put yourself in a lot of difficult positions, and that's great, because when you're going to get into very difficult positions in the future, you already have built character by being in difficult positions right now, and you're going to not notice it as much as you would if you didn't start working on yourself, if you didn't start working out, if you didn't start working on your business. And then lastly, for the business aspect, sales just become a lot easier. Look, if you're going to sell a product or a service to someone and you have to be in a sales call with them, if you're very confident about yourself because you have been working out diligently all the time and because you are disciplined and you are just working hard in general, then people are going to notice that. People would rather work with people who they can resonate with, people who feel passion for their own lives and for their own business. They want to work with people like that rather than some kind of unmotivated, slobby person that just doesn't really know what he's doing, right? Does that make sense? I think it does. The next upside of fitness outside of looks that I want to talk about is women. When you are working out, when you're working on becoming the best version of yourself through fitness, you are becoming a higher quality man, which is generally what women look for, right? And for women, I know that I have about a 20% female audience base. Look, if you are working out as a woman, chances are that like low quality men are not going to feel as attracted to you because they feel like they don't deserve you, right? So if those kinds of people are bothering you, then working out is definitely going to help you in that regard. Aside from that, women like it when you are a respectable person, whether you have something to show for yourself, when you are not broke, when you're not lazy, when you're not out of shape, when you're not unmotivated, when you have a goal and you ooze out that confidence, like I mentioned earlier. That is what women like. And the version of you that you are right now probably doesn't ooze out that confidence, is probably lazy, is probably broke, is probably out of shape, is probably unmotivated. So start working out, work on those things slowly but surely, alright? It isn't only about looks. You have to become proud of who you are. If you're proud of who you are, if you're happy with who you are, and if you love yourself, it is a lot easier for you to love someone else. In this video, I have taught you everything about self-reflection, about starting out in fitness, about building confidence through fitness, using fitness to create discipline in other areas like business and women, and becoming a high quality man that women desire. If you want to start off your fitness journey and you just don't know how, I have worked my ass off to create a free online fitness community that you can check out in the description down below, with tons of free guides very similar to this video that explain everything that you need to know about fitness as a beginner, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Consider liking and subscribing the video. It really helps out a lot, and it really helps out people that want to also better themselves. You'll do me a favor by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.